Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2017 mid-month readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. As always, thank you for continuing to watch and listen and follow my YouTube channel for those of you who do. Thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. And thank you so much for taking the time to send all your lovely support and feedback and comments as well. And a special thank you to my regular clients who continue to send feedback on how our readings play out in your lives moving forward. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the little about or description button on my YouTube channel's homepage, and that'll give you a little more information and detail and my email address. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I do a variety of different types of reading for love, romance, compatibility, career, work, and finance, just about anything that you want, utilizing a variety of different spreads from 15 minutes up to an hour and a half. And I also do year overviews as well, examining time periods of 6 months to 12 months from the time of the reading. So if you're interested, you can mention those in your email and we'll go from there. Current turnaround time for personal readings is around 1 to 2 weeks. I do readings full time, 6 days a week, so I'm usually able to get back with you quite quickly and almost always set up a reading within a 2 week period of time, live or recorded. So moving right along, remember these are general readings, and if this is your primary sun sign, it may or may not play out predictively for you. If it doesn't, make sure to check your rising and your moon sign as well. That may resonate a little more predictively for you for the next couple of weeks. And I advise watching all three if you know them and if you can anyway, because it just gives you additional insight and clarity and potential advice on how to navigate through whatever time period the reading covers. So try to watch all three if you can, sun, moon, and rising. So moving right along, let's get into this. This reading is for the water sign of Pisces, the emotional mercurial water sign of Pisces, the fish, for March 2017, mid-month. What does the remainder of March 2017 have in store for our lovely Pisces? Okay, Pisces. We begin with the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, followed by the Queen of Swords, the Six of Cups, followed by the Five of Pentacles, and the Star, followed by the Two of Cups. And from the bottom of the deck, which I always pull a card from for overall energy and advice, we have the Magician. So we have three major arcana cards. So strong presence of the divine over the next couple of weeks for a lot of you. Divine timing and orchestration is at play for some of you over the remainder of March 2017. And I am using the Gilded Tarot deck by artist Ciro Marchetti. Let's just take a look, Pisces. I'm already kind of getting a feeling that for some of you, it's for a lot of you, I feel like the next couple of weeks, it feels more like some of you may be withdrawing a little bit or walking a more solitary path, or maybe removing yourself from a group of some kind. Though for some of you, this could be a family group. Some of you, it may feel like you're being isolated or shut out of a group or a family system, perhaps disapproval of some kind. And for others of you, it's a choice you're making to withdraw. And it could be because of a relationship choice. So we find ourselves around the middle of March, although I feel this is kind of an ongoing situation for those of you for whom it resonates. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So Pentacles is earth energy. That's the element that governs the suit of Pentacles. So the energy of Pentacles often manifests itself in tangible ways because it's governed by the element of earth. So it often manifests in things we can see and touch and feel in our material concrete world, often representing things like money, finance, property, assets, etc. You can, of course, apply the same energy to relationships, spirituality, but even there, it resonates as tangible results of the efforts we put into things. So the Nine of Pentacles is a great card. It's a card of abundance and prosperity, which comes as a result of your own hard work, kind of enjoying the fruits of your labors. It's a card of independence, self-sufficiency, and self-empowerment. The woman on this card is in her beautiful garden. She's dressed in a beautiful gown. She obviously has the resources to take good care of herself, and she is enjoying things around her which represent or signify uh, financial or material prosperity and wealth. And it's a card of self-empowerment and self-sufficiency because it represents that she's gotten to a place where everything she's enjoying, she's earned herself. Nobody's handed these things to her on a silver platter. She's worked long and hard to get to the place where she's at, and everything that she's enjoying, she's earned herself, her own skills, dedication, hard work, talent, etc. It is, and she's very happy with who she is. It's often, I've heard it referred to as the happy single person card, although it's not apparent if she's single or not. The whole point is that she's at a place where if she doesn't have a partner, she loves herself, loves her life, loves where she's going, whether she has a partner or whether she doesn't have a partner. So it's a card of just being at a place in life where you feel very independent, very secure, self-assured. You've built up a good foundation for yourself, and you're proud of that, and you're enjoying your life, where you're at, who you are, the direction that you're headed in. Um, and it's a card, particularly in relationships. It represents the energy of a person who would choose to be with someone because they want to, not because they feel the clock is ticking or they need to for financial or security reasons. It would be for no other reason that they choose to. Um, so the Nine of Pentacles, but it is a card of independence. The Nine of Pentacles is paired with the Three of Pentacles, which is a different energy. It's a more of a we energy. It's a card of compromise and negotiation and teamwork. It's a card that represents working with a group of people to come to one common resolution, or working on a project together with people for one common cause, common goal. It represents diplomacy, give and take, compromise, and negotiation in order to achieve a common goal. Even if the people working together maybe don't even necessarily like each other, they could, but it's about laying aside personal differences and everybody bringing their own skills and talents to the table, to a particular project or goal in order to achieve that. So it's a card of teamwork, compromise. So the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles are they can kind of seem like contradictory energies. And for some of you, over the next couple of weeks, you may be kind of struggling back and forth. I mean, because it's a general reading, of course, it's not going to mean the same thing to everyone that watches to the same degree. That's why we always tell you to watch your rising and your moon sign at all. Some of you, this could represent kind of being caught between you could be working, this could be a job, career, work energy. Perhaps you're working with a group of people on a specific project, and there may be some conflict or strife going on because you kind of have to compromise and negotiate a little more than you're comfortable with, and you want to go your own way. Some of you may be in a situation where you have an offer or an opportunity to work with other people or work for somebody else, but you're already coming from a place of being kind of independent, self-sufficient, that Nine of Pentacles energy, and you may not necessarily want to work with this group of people to achieve something. It feels like there's something to achieve or compromise on. There may be for some of you some struggle or again conflict within a group of people, and you may decide to go your own way. Because for some of you, for a lot of you, I feel like the next couple of weeks there's a withdrawing. And again, some of you it's going to be your own choice, and some of you it may be being cut out of a group or feeling like you've been kind of put on the outside of a group. And under that umbrella, for some of you, that group might be connected to family. It might be a family group or a family system somehow. Conflict within that because of decisions you've made, and I think for some of you, relationship decisions you've made, like family disapproval over your choice of a mate or partner. Now, next we have the combination of the energies of the Hermit paired with the Queen of Swords. So the Hermit's a major arcana card. The Hermit can represent, it can on the surface represent walking a rather lonely or solitary path, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing because there's a purpose to what hermits do. What do hermits and monks and monastic people do? They withdraw from conventional distractions in conventional society, and in order to go within to seek clarity about something, to seek solutions and answers. The Hermit also represents using as advice, using the accumulation of your life wisdom and everything that you've learned in your life so far to help guide you and navigate you through a situation. You can see that this aged man is, and he's portrayed as aged because we look at older people as having more wisdom than some of us younger people do because they've had more time to walk the path of life. He's walking across this narrow precipice and he's using the light of this lantern to guide his steps by. And this lantern is symbolic for his wisdom, his experience that he's learned through all his years of living. And he's relying on that and his own instinct and intuition to help guide him across that precipice. So, for some of you, in navigating through whatever the situation is and what specifically it is, again, because there's thousands of you watching, it's going to be different for everyone. For some of you, this is a relationship issue within a family system or a group somehow. It could be that you've made a stand on something and chosen to kind of stand on your own or go your own way or stand up for something when it goes against a group of some kind. And again, that group could be, it could be a work or project related group. It could be an artistic or creative endeavor, and or it could be a family system for some of you. It's going to be all of those things for different people who are watching. The Hermit is advice to kind of trust your instincts and your intuition to help guide you through this situation. And it could also represent a certain amount of withdrawal or perhaps isolation in standing up for the choices you've made, the decisions you've made. The price to pay may just be that it cuts you outside of a group for some period of time, and that's just the price that you've that some of you are willing to pay. Now, the Hermit is followed by accompanied by the Queen of Swords. So, queens and kings represent individuals who've reached the mastery of their suit. So, they've matured and evolved beyond that young, immature energy of the page and that spontaneous, impulsive energy of the knight. So, this is the Queen of Swords. Swords is air energy, which is the element that governs the suit of swords. And it's not really an emotional suit too much. It's air energy and it's cerebral, mental, intellectual energy. It's all about our words and our ideas and how we communicate them. It's about how we think about things, what goes on up in our heads, our belief systems, our ideas, our perspectives, and perception of things. Uh, it's thinking energy rather than feeling energy. So the Queen of Swords, this could represent somebody significant to you in this situation, likely an air sign, sun, moon, or rising, which would be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And for some of you, it just represents energy that you're manifesting. Um, Again, to help you kind of navigate through this situation, particularly in conjunction with the Hermit, who's all about going within to seek out truth and knowledge, which is what Swords is about too. The suit of Swords is about truth, clarity, knowledge as well. And the Queen and King of Swords have reached the mastery of that. Very cool, calm, collected individuals. They are thoughtful. They tend to think things through, weigh things out carefully before they make decisions or proceed through before they set anything into motion because they typically come first from a place of the head before emotions. They don't tend to be very emotionally spontaneous or impulsive people. They're very measured and considerate in what they do. They're also about truth, knowledge, higher education, and they've sometimes been willing to sacrifice their own emotions and feelings on the altar of truth and reality and what they feel is right, even again if it comes at a high cost. So for some of you, this may be a moral or ethical situation that you're navigating through and standing up for something, whether it's a moral or ethical choice you've made about something, or if it's a choice of mate and partner that's for some reason meeting with disapproval. You're meeting with disapproval, I think, from a group. And again, for some of you, it's going to be work or career related. For some of you, it's a family group. It's more personal. But standing by your decision, whether it's about a relationship or something else, there's a price to pay for everything. And it looks like for you, it either cuts you off or puts you outside of a group. But again, it looks like some of you are willing to do that because it's important enough to you. Now, next we transition into the energy of the Six of Cups, followed by the Five of Pentacles. So cups, here we have water energy, which is the element that governs the suit of cups. And it's about that watery, mercurial world of emotions, feelings, relationships. It's about how we relate to people and our emotional landscape. The Six of Cups is a card that can represent childhood. It's a card of reminiscence, nostalgia, looking back about more carefree times. It can represent looking at things through rose-colored glasses, perhaps sometimes being a little too idealistic or naive about things, not seeing them for the reality of what they are. It can represent family, roots of origin, childhood. It can also represent travel. Some of you may be traveling back to see parents, family, where you grew up. I feel like for a lot of you, whatever this situation is, there is, I feel for some of you, it's connected to a family system or a family dynamic of some kind, and there's some kind of negativity or conflict or strife around it. Some of you, it could be financial. There could be some, perhaps there's some estate settling or something like that within a family system where, people are actually taking sides or at odds with each other. There's a sense of being kind of maybe put on the outside. Um, it could be because of a relationship or a relationship choice or finances as well. And for some of you, it could be a combination of that. Depends on what feedback comes back from this. Because that Six of Cups is paired with the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of it's a card of insufficiency and lack, and it could be financial or material insufficiency and lack. But in an emotional and spiritual way, it represents kind of being on the outside. And the advice that always comes attached to the Five of Pentacles is not to lose faith and to give up during difficult times. You also have the Star card, which is about hope and faith too. I feel like whatever this situation is, for you Pisces out there who are watching it, the one strong piece of advice I'm getting is to not give up, even if that means, and to stand by whatever it is that you feel strongly about, even if for a time it makes you feel on the outside because it feels like it's important enough to do that. The Five of Pentacles is about not giving up during hard times, keeping the faith, and really with the Six of Cups too. Some of you, this could be something you're going through, something difficult you're going through with your family. But I think for a lot of you, I'm getting that this is conflict within a family system, and people are actually choosing sides or going on one side or the other. And it's just about kind of not giving up and kind of powering through it too, because also, I have to say too, but I think this is for a smaller portion of you. Sorry, there's like 6 or 7 different storylines going through my head. For a small portion of you, the Five of Pentacles can also represent that you have an opportunity or an offer in front of you. Some of you, this could be a relationship that you're not paying attention to somehow, or you're not looking at it for its true value and worth, and you may be passing up a chance for something that could be quite good for you. In conjunction with the Six of Cups, it could be someone from your past, a relationship from the past, someone you knew from the past, or a chance to reconcile and heal something from your past, whether it's a relationship just from past or childhood, or it's a broken or estranged family relationship somehow. Some of you are going to have this opportunity, but are running the risk of not accepting it or turning down something good that's right in front of you, because you just want to keep going your own way. That's just kind of what I'm getting, although I feel like it's for a smaller portion of you. So somebody who's watching this needs to hear that. So there you go. Now, at or towards the end of March 2017, we have the energy of the Star card, one of my favorites, beautiful card, along with the Two of Cups. So the Star is another major arcana card, and this is about acceptance, peace, going with the flow, but it's also primarily about hope and faith that you're on the right path, trusting in instincts and intuition, trusting in the divine, actually, that you're on the right path, that what's in front of you, particularly those of you who have some kind of offer or opportunity in front of you to heal a relationship or take a chance on a relationship, that it's there for a reason. And I feel like the universe is kind of supporting that as well. Hope and faith that you're on the right path, and that path actually leads to joy and fulfillment. This is a card of peace, restoration, healing. It's also a card of renewed hope and faith as well, particularly in the midst of difficulty. And having hope and faith, trusting in that, even if you don't have evidence or you can't see how the path in front of you plays out, which is what the woman on this card is doing. She's completely emptying out her reserves of water into the body of water that she's kneeling in. She's doing it with perfect faith and confidence that her pitchers will be restored when she needs them, because the source is limitless and she trusts in that. So renewed hope and faith, and following the Five of Pentacles, it's beautiful. Don't give up. Whatever the situation is for you, Pisces, don't give up. Hope and faith, you're on the right path. And again, if there's an offer or opportunity in front of you, some of you, it looks like a really good one, and you may be turning it down in the name of independence somehow. For others of you, this is going to be a different story. You have made a decision or are standing by something you feel strongly about. For some of you, it could be a relationship choice or decision, in spite of the fact that it's meeting with disapproval and may put you on the outside of a group or a family system for a time, I think. Because that Star card is paired with the Two of Cups, which is traditionally referred to as the soulmate kindred spirit card, which doesn't necessarily have to mean soulmate in terms of the love romantic sexuality type of soulmate kindred spirit. It could be just a very connected karmic thread sort of relationship. Um, and again, because there's so many of you watching, and this is a general reading, for some of you, this is about a relationship choice you've made with a soulmate, about a soulmate, for a soulmate. You're meeting with some kind of disapproval, which is putting you on the outside of a group or a family system. You're being encouraged to stay on the path, have hope and faith in that, because I feel like this is going to be worked through. People are going to come to a resolution on this, but I think as it continues to play out, although not in the month of March. For some of you, you may have a choice, an opportunity, an offer in front of you with someone that the universe is pointing out is a soulmate kindred spirit. Doesn't necessarily have to be in a romance sense. There could be a healing or reconciliation opportunity, and you're running the risk of turning it down because you're not seeing it for what it actually really is. And you may miss out on a really beautiful opportunity. That's going to apply to some of you as well. It's basically in your hands. You have what it takes. You can actually make of this what you will, because your overall energy is the Magician card, which is a card of using your skills, your experience, your determination, your tools, everything you know, in an external way to create something. It's a very powerful, independent card. And again, for some of you who are choosing to go your own path in some way, that's supported too. But others of you are turning down an opportunity, and I feel like you're going to know what this is about. For those of you for whom this means something, you're turning down an offer, an opportunity to come together with someone or heal something. So don't be too spontaneous or impulsive about doing that, because the Magician says that you have the ability to create this any way you want to, really. The Magician is about creating something externally, using your knowledge, using your wisdom, using your tools. The Hermit is similar to that too, but on an internal, spiritual, manifesting kind of level. And the Magician takes all of that same energy and uses it in an external way to create something externally. But it's independent, powerful energy as well. So Again, a variety of different stories going on here. Hopefully it's not too confusing. So Pisces, that pretty much wraps up your March 2017 mid-month reading. I hope you have enjoyed it or at least found it useful and clarifying somehow, that it's given you some food for thought, as always, because that's why we do these. Forewarned is forearmed. So thank you very much for watching it. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the April 2017 general readings. Uh, and again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on that little about or description button on my YouTube channel's homepage for more information. Feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I will see you all again soon. And until then, as always, Pisces, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.